Hi there, welcome to day 10 of weight loss skills training. So yesterday we talked about allowing discomfort and how important it is to have this skill because half of our life is uncomfortable. And if we know and expect that, and we allow the uncomfortable parts of our lives rather than trying to buffer them away with food or alcohol or shopping or whatever activity it is that causes that net negative for you, then we open up a lot of space for the positive things in our life and for allowing ourselves to reach our goals. So I want us to continue to work on allowing that discomfort, but I also want to take a step in the next direction, which is creating thoughts that serve us and our goals. So what I want to do here today is to really take a good look at how we create our positive thoughts and positive emotions. And what I need you to understand is that all of our emotions are created by a thought. It's impossible for someone else to create a feeling in us or any other outside circumstance to create a feeling in us, because it always begins with our own thoughts. So let's say something happens, like we lose our job or something, okay? And what that does is it creates a thought in our brain that of fear maybe, or stress that maybe I won't be able to pay my bills. And then what that does is creates a feeling of fear. And then that feeling of fear creates an action, like maybe we stress eat or stress drink or whatever it is that we do to deal with that feeling of fear. So I want you to take a really good look today at what your thoughts are and what those thoughts are creating in your life. So sometimes it helps to work backwards. Let's say that you find yourself eating your way through a box of Oreos. I want you to think about what it is that you're feeling in that moment, and then what thought it is that's creating that feeling. And I need you to be able to allow that, but at the same time understand that if and when you're ready, you can change that thought, change the feeling, and then change the action. So if we try to change our actions without getting to that root thought, it's not going to be successful and long term. We need to really start at the beginning, which is the thought that is creating the action. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you to answer today. I want you to look at these thoughts that are creating the action or the feelings and then the actions that you don't want. We're going to call those thought errors, because understand that all thoughts are simply an option. You don't have to believe all of them. You can create any thought you want, and you get to choose if you're going to believe it or not. So I want you to take a look at all of your thoughts right now, and I want you to write them down. And it could be things that you believe about yourself. It could be things that a current circumstance is creating in you. It can be things that just pop into your brain out of seemingly nowhere. I want you to write them all down. And then I want you to write down the feeling that each one of those thoughts create. Now here's the thing. Be really careful when you write out your feeling, because I don't want that to be another thought. So for example, a thought could be, I'm not good enough, maybe. And then that creates a feeling, and I want it to be one word, of worthlessness. And then the action that creates, okay? So on your worksheet here, you're going to write down all of your thoughts, and then that create the unwanted feeling and action. Today we're just working on the thought. We're not working on the feeling and action, but write down all the thoughts. And then I want you to look at each one of those thoughts, and I want you to cross out the ones that you no longer want to think, and I want you to rewrite them into thoughts that you want to think. So instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, it might be really difficult for me to immediately jump into, I am 100% worthy, but it might be easy to believe it's possible I am good enough. And then once I believe that, it's probably a little easier to get into, I am good enough. See how that works? So we'll be spending a lot more time on this thought work, but for today, all I need you to do is understand your thought creates a feeling, your feeling creates an action. If you don't like the action and the result that you're getting from that action, then you have the opportunity and the choice to change it and rewrite that. Okay, so go ahead and go into your homework, and I want you to write down all the thoughts you're having, and I want you to write down all the thoughts that you want to be having instead. And then tomorrow we'll work on how we can make those possible. Okay, have a good day.